morning. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, we're on the downhill drag of harvest in the county.
Well, it looks good, though.
All preliminary reports is very good countywide.
Oh, that's fantastic. There was part of me that was a little afraid with all the rain that we were getting, if everybody was really going to get a chance to get in there or not. But
well, the rains were spaced enough that, we lost a few. We had a few flood events in some bottoms and things, but overall it was spaced just right that the plants was able to utilize it and not have damage. So.
Well, and I was also hearing about some of our winter crops are already being sown and some planes flying over doing a little seed sowing, so that's good. Yep,
we saw some wheat drills moving this morning, ready to get the last of the wheat planted. So a lot of that was planted before this last rain event, but some, especially on the north side of the county, are going to be wrapping that up into this week. So,
well, everybody, come on, pay attention. We've got a lot of people on the road, but let them get in and out and do their thing and give them plenty of room, and it'll all work out great then.
That's right.
How about what do you got going on?
I'll tell you what, we are about to get very, very busy for this fall season and winter season. The Caldwell County and Line Cattlemen's Association will be releasing our Cape Phase 1 cost share funds coming up the end of this month, first part of December. We are just going to introduce this morning. We hope to be able to come back with representatives from the Cattlemen's Association and do a much more in-depth show on this, but I wanted to get some dates out because I have had several calls. So our educational meetings for the release of our CAPE program will be December the 1st and December the 3rd at 6 p.m. at the Research and Education Center on Hopkinsville Road.
Okay.
So we're limited on our numbers out here at the Extension office because of the COVID numbers, and the new facility out there is large enough to host those meetings.
Now, explain what that meeting's all about.
So there is 13 pages of guidelines to these cost share fund applications and things that farmers need to know, and we go through those point by point, tell producers how to fill out the applications, what not to leave blank, things like that, hand out applications that night, and answer any questions that we have. Now, there is some additional continuing ed classes that Extension will be doing for certain programs, especially all the beef-related programs, and you'll learn about that night, but you do need to come to one of those meetings to figure out what's going on, because we can tell when they sit down to score these applications. We have representatives from other counties that come in and help. We can tell the people that are not there, that just come to the office and pick up an application and take it home. We can tell the ones that did not come to that meeting.
Oh, those forms are, they're very in-depth, but they need to be, don't get me wrong.
They are. There's a lot of information and a lot of legal information, tax information that has to be correct, and, we corroborate that information, so if you put it and it's not correct, we will find out. So one extra thing that is different this year, last year, well, actually 2 years ago, Cattlemen's Association started talking about our youth and the importance of having opportunities for them to get into agriculture that they need be, and Kentucky Ag Development Fund out of Frankfort started a program about 5 years ago called the Youth Agriculture Incentives Program, and we're calling it Youth CAPE because it works a lot like the CAPE program, but it is for youth for 4-H age 9 to 18.
Oh, wow. With the Cattlemen's Association.
Yes, and they set aside some funds for up to $1,500 per child, depending on how many we have that, applies for that. And it is what these kids want to do if they want to buy a heifer. If we have show kids that are showing livestock or want to get into showing livestock, show clothes and scales and clippers and things like that is very expensive. This program helps directly with 4-H age kids to get into agriculture. Now, not just beef and showing, horticulture endeavors. If you want to build a greenhouse.
That's huge, though, right now.
Seeds, containers for transplants, things along those lines. And we will work closely with 4-H and our FFA program here to help identify kids for that, make sure that they get there. But this is going to be released at the same time. And we have an education night for that as well on November the 30th at 6 o'clock at the Research Center. So kids that's interested, we need a parent to come with them. Again, we're going to talk about this a little bit more closer to time, but newsletters and advertisements are going to start going out because that's going to be here before we know it. That's 4 weeks away. from the release of those. So we're going to talk more about it, but exciting for kids that want to get into something and don't have
huge.
those funds. Yes, it is. So, if we have 30 kids apply, they're not going to get the $1,500. They're going to get a prorated amount of that. But that is a good incentive. Kudos to our Cattlemen's Association for setting aside a little bit of those CAPE funds to go toward this to help our youth.
That opens up so many doors for those kids.
It does.
I think it opens interest, too. And it shows at an early age, if you stick with this, you can do it. No matter if you're on 40 acres or 4,000, this is something that you can get into. So I think that's amazing.
So there is a lot of things. There's 3 pages of items that's available and areas available: wildlife management, marketing, technology, if you need computer software to do anything with the livestock, showmanship equipment, handling supplies, your important stuff for youth. And that's an expensive thing to get into showing.
Well, and I know that there's a lot of kids that would love to do it, and the parents, bless their hearts, especially this year, they just can't afford it. And this makes it possible for kids that might not have been able to do it in the past.
Right.
And the Cattlemen's Association, for Pete's sake.
Yes, they do a lot for our community, and kudos to those guys for stepping up and administering this program. That's out of the goodness of their heart that they do that, and that's a lot of funds getting able to stay here in the county and not go somewhere else.
Get some set up early with them, too,
That's right.
Which is good.
That's right. Now, we have talked a lot this summer about diseases and stuff in our landscape. With the weather that we've had, all the rains, the bad winters, it's just been a perfect storm for stuff like that.
Calendar bingo. That's
and a
what
lot
we're
of
playing.
stuff has not slowed down this year. Tess, that we're still getting reports of stuff and landscape plants that are dying and things like that. And now is a good time to talk about and think about sanitation in the landscape. And I've mentioned this before, but now is the time to start thinking about that. As the weather starts getting a little yuckier, we're not wanting to be outside as much, and that's when we tend to let stuff pile up, not get done as we go into the winter months and have a breeding ground for the next summer's horticulture crop. So right now is the time. Elimination of disease-causing organisms reduces the need for chemical controls and calls to me the next year. Following these sanitation practices we're going to talk about will, in the fall, will help for that spring. So number 1 is removing diseased plant tissue from infected plants. When we go, a lot of times it's not an entire plant that is diseased. It's only a small portion of a plant. And if it happens to be a plant that can withstand a pruning and not be misshapen, a lot of our trees are evergreens and some of our arborvitaes and stuff like that. If we try to prune out, we've got a misshapen tree and we might as well just take that thing out. But prune out those cankers and galls of branches, making cuts well below that visible symptoms because we don't want that reinfection to go on. Discard all the above and below ground portion of infected plants. A lot of people will just cut them off. We'll get that out of the way and leave the roots there. We need to dig those up and get those completely gone out of the landscape. Severely affected trees and shrubs should be cut and the stumps completely removed. So not just grinding those out, but if we can dig those up, get them gone, that's
well,
good.
And that's not easy to do sometimes, and I'm guilty of that.
Especially with larger
we
trees.
got that close.
Yes, especially with larger trees. All discarded plant material should be burned, buried, or removed with yard waste. Do not compost diseased plants.
See, I didn't even think about that, because if it's diseased and you compost it, then you're putting it right back on.
The potential is there, and most of our compost piles that we do on a home setting do not get to the temperature and are not treated well enough to go through that heat process. That's what compost is supposed to do, is go through the heat process and break those kind of things down. But most of the time, we don't do a good enough job of turning that. Most people don't ever turn it.
No,
we call it compost after the fact, but it's really not truly that. So those need to be either burned, buried, or removed completely. So do not compost that, and use caution if we're storing limbs or trunks for firewood. So if we've had a tree that's went down in the yard and we've got others like it, we don't want that disease. That may still be on that wood. And if we stack that up between the 2 oak trees that didn't die.
See, those are things I never think about. That's awesome.
We definitely have to think about that, and that'll sit there for
till you burn it.
Yeah, till it's burned or removed. Soil from containers should be discarded and not reused. So potting soil is a one-time use, one-season use thing. So it needs to be totally removed. The properties in it break down over time, disease build up, things like that.
Well, and you had come in earlier and told us about the potting soil
Yes.
and about the things that can be living in it, too.
That's correct.
So,
Yep. And that just goes along. Fall is the perfect time to do that because a lot of times we leave those pots sitting there all winter long, just chance for more things to happen. So remove weeds, including roots, which may serve as alternative hosts. So our flower beds and things, now's the time to be cleaning those out. And when treating infected plants with fungicide, remove infected tissue beforehand. So when we're making a recommendation to folks that they need to spray, a lot of times I'll say, we need to get this gone. You know, maybe these trees over here don't have that. We're still having to do a preventative treatment for them. Let's get this cut out, removed before we do those fungicide applications.
you're socially distancing.
Very good way to put that, yes.
Well, I mean, when you've got things, that's a really good way to look at it because it's a living thing as well. If that one's sick, it shouldn't be, hugging up on that one.
Well, a lot of folks says the gardening season is over, the year is over, and people are going indoors a little bit more. But now's the time. We got pretty days this week for sure to be out doing those kind of things in the landscape.
I think I'll tell you that the one that really sticks out to me, and you always get me with one of them, but the one is the compost. I didn't think about that. And I bet you told me last year, and I've forgotten it since then, too.
Well, I may have. I don't know.
Now I want to go back and see, because I'm telling you, that's like the best tip. Because when you put it out there, you don't think about it being diseased anymore. You've cut it up, you've thrown it on the compost, and you're going to use it to fertilize. And I guarantee you we do it all the time.
Yep.
Well, Shane Bogel, I'm telling you, he's got some whoppers, but that was good. And the Cattlemen's Association, remind us again, where can those kids, did they just call your office and ask for you?
If there's more information needed, and again, we're at the very beginning of this. This is the first time it's been mentioned this year. Newspaper articles, newsletters, and stuff will be going out within the next week or so. And like I said, we want to get our cattlemen's representatives in here to talk a little bit more in depth about those things for producers. But the phone is starting to ring with folks asking, hey, where is this? It's about time that we normally do this. And again, this youth one is brand new. So we're used to the Cape for our adult producers, but this youth version is brand new. So there's going to be a little bit more questions about it. I do want to leave this form here with you that's got a few of the guidelines there. But yes, call the extension office, 270-365-2787, and we'll help you with questions.
I think you're going to get covered up with that one. I do. I'm hoping that is really going to take hold.
Well, we wanted to mention it and say, a lot of the information is coming because my newsletter will probably be 4 pages of this stuff, and we'll have to condense that news article for paper and everything. So a radio program is a good time to present some of those questions and talk about it back and forth, and I hope folks tune into that. Well,
hopefully, come on. If you've got any questions, give them a call, and they'll figure out and try to help you out if that's for you, or and what they can do with that. And it's not just for cattle.
That's correct. Yep.
This is a wide open field.
It's wide open.
You want to do strawberries, or do it to it, horticulture it up. But I like that because it involves a whole wide array of kids. It just doesn't. It's not pigeonholing anything.
That's correct. And beekeeping, poultry.
Oh, beekeeping would be a great one. Okay, well, again, if you need anything, give them a call and stop by and see them. You guys are out there at the office, right? 62 West? All right, Shane Bogel, Caldwell County Extension Office. And don't forget about the Big Blue Book Club. That's starting up, too. Get signed up for that. They're kicking off a big holiday season out there. So, and again, if you have any questions, maybe you didn't hear the whole thing, you want to go back, this will be posted on our website later on this afternoon and maybe by lunchtime anyways at 1580 103.3 WPKY. And speaking of horticulture, how about some free food? Not only are we going to get you hooked up with some free produce, but it's those non-perishables as well to put in your pantry, and it's free, and all you have to do is show that you live in Caldwell County. How about that? That's coming up next on Coffee Talk.
We're your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. We're your store for quality with brilliant and durable paints in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. We're your store for service with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. We're your local experts, and we're here to help with all your painting projects. Benjamin Moore at Joyner Hardware on Main Street in Princeton.
The bed was there, the oxygen was there. He was assigned a nurse. They got him all signed in. We got him all set up. And I think that's when his aide came to see him. Juanita, she was wonderful. We ended up making 2 or 3 phone calls in the night to adjust his pain medication. It was wonderful. I mean, they just were very caring and took care of whatever it was that we needed. My husband's kind of was kind of a bit of a flirt. I said, he has made his way around to almost every single nurse in the organization. You know, the one he was assigned to, the one that came, and I think 3 different ones on the phone during the night.
Penny Royal Hospice, living to the fullest.
Winter's creeping our way. It's time to button up your car, truck, and SUV with a pre-winter inspection from Trice Hughes' service department. They'll do a multi-point inspection of your vehicle, including checking your antifreeze, wiper blades, battery, and more. Time to get ready for Old Man Winter with Trice Hughes.
Trice Hughes is here for you and any questions you may have about your vehicle. Buy your next vehicle from the home team. Find them on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or at tricehughes.com.
Join the Cat's Tail Used Books, Fredonia Valley Bank, Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, and Farless Realty as they say thank you to the brave men and women who have served this great country. We all salute and say thank you to our veterans.
At Black Patch Grill, the kitchen is serving your favorite Irish fare and southern comforts. The dining room is now open again, so come in, sit down and enjoy your meal in the dining room or, weather permitting, out on the patio. We are still offering curbside takeout for lunch and dinner, as well as family-style dinner options. Follow us on Facebook at Black Patch Grill to see the daily specials. And come check out our new location in Hopkinsville, the local Irish pub and kitchen.
This is Mallory Hancock Lawrence, and we love our Caldwell and Line County friends. We invite you to come to Cada's anytime you can to shop with us. We're making it even easier for you. Whether you work in Cada's or just come to town for a visit, stop in and shop with us. But if you're in a hurry, you can pre-order your groceries at Hancock'sNeighborhoodMarket.com. It's so easy and convenient. Of course, we want to see your smiling face anytime we can, but if you're in a hurry, Hancock'sNeighborhoodMarket.com is the way to go. Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Cada's.
Local businesses have supported us in every regard. Now it's our turn to support them. Here's a way you can help.
This is Beth Mann, President and CEO of the Edge Media Group. In times like these, it's good to know your local business person. The company that fed first responders, the shop that donated goods, the store that served as a drop-off location. Local businesses are the backbone of the community. As we flatten the curve and rebuild, we need you to support local life. Keep our local economy strong with our local businesses. Here today, here tomorrow, we're in this together. Support local.
The Edge Media Group encourages you to support local. Be sure to post what you're doing to show your support. #SupportLocal.
We invite you to join us each Sunday morning beginning at 6 and lasting till 1 for uplifting messages from several of our area churches. We may not be able to gather together, but we can share positive and encouraging words during these challenging days. Make plans to come together with us by radio on 1580 103.3 WPKY. You can even listen from our free app or at WPKYonline.com.
1580 103.3 WPKY. And of course, Coffee Talk this morning. We're excited. We really are, because there's something coming to the area. I guess I got to make sure I turn that on, huh? Something coming to the area that's going to benefit just a whole lot of people. And that organization is responsible for it. It's Feeding America. And I've got Miss Jayme Seizemore on the phone this morning. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you this morning?
Well, I'm doing good. And I'll tell you, it's sunshiny, and these beautiful fall colors make you think of Thanksgiving. And I don't know what it is, but Thanksgiving and all the food surrounded sounds good to me.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you, I was talking to her yesterday, and Feeding America is a wonderful, wonderful organization that I know that some of us have heard, or a lot of us really have heard quite a bit about over during the COVID-19 pandemic. I think you guys have been very, very active in all over the place, trying to make sure that kids and families don't go hungry.
That's correct. So we're a regional food bank, and we're Feeding America, Kentucky's heartland. And so, yes, Feeding America, our network of 200 food banks across the U.S., has really been in the news and the limelight unfortunately, since COVID-19 hit, because we've been so instrumental in feeding families and households, during this crisis situation. And we cover 42 counties in the state of Kentucky, including Caldwell County. And so we are really pleased to we'll be coming to Caldwell County on Friday, which is tomorrow, the 6th, with an Anthem produce event. And so that event started back, we actually started our partnership with Anthem in August of 2019. The healthcare industry is realizing that their Medicare and Medicaid patients are also, a lot of them are our clients who are food insecure and don't have reliable access to healthy produce and healthy, nutritious food. And so Anthem has partnered with us. They buy all the produce. We pick the produce up, and we do distributions in counties. It's open to everyone. It's open to anyone. You don't have to show any proof of income or anything along those lines. We're just asking people who are food insecure and who need the access to fresh fruits and vegetables to come out. Tomorrow it will be from 8 to 11, and it is going to be at the facility that the one that is hosting it is the Christ Tabernacle. They're hosting that event for us tomorrow.
Well, and I will say, a lot of times that food can really make a difference between somebody being healthy and somebody not being very healthy. A lot
Absolutely.
of that, those fresh veggies can really make a difference.
Well, the healthcare industry is realizing that good food is good medicine. And so it's important that people have reliable access. In the state of Kentucky, obviously we have a growing season from about May, maybe to the first couple of weeks of September. But after that, we are really a food desert when it comes to fresh fruits and vegetables during the cold winter months. So it's really important that we get more fresh fruits and vegetables into all of our counties and to all of the people who need assistance. And so this is one of our programs that's been very successful.
I'll tell you, when you and I were talking yesterday, I'm going to tattle on myself a little bit. It bothered me. It really did. It kind of got to me. Even after I got off the phone, I started thinking about it. And I started talking to Tammy in the office and saying, you're not going to believe this number that I was just told. When you think about how many families, and I know everybody says, oh, Tess, you talk about people being hungry all the time. Well, I do, because it's close to my heart, but it's something that is absolutely real. And it's 365, and I believe you told me 15% of the population in Caldwell?
That's correct. So Feeding America does a annual study called Map the Meal Gap, and so it's the most extensive study that is done in the U.S., and it goes all the way down to the county level. So in Caldwell County, when this was released in June of this year, and these are actually 2018 numbers, 15% of the people in Caldwell County at some point in time during the year will be food insecure. That means they don't know where their next meal may come from. So it could be a short temporary situation where maybe a family has had an unexpected expense like medical, or their car is broken down, or whatever the case may be, and they just don't have money for adequate food for a couple of months. Because what happens when financial resources get tight, you have to pay to keep a roof over your head, whether that's rent or mortgage. You have to pay your electric bill to keep your lights on. You may have medicine that's required in order to keep someone healthy. Food is always last on the list. That's, when you run out of money, you don't have money for food. So that's what we mean by food insecure. Now, once COVID-19 hit, that number actually jumped to 20% of the population. So, this crisis that we're in has really put a burden on, especially on families with school-age children, because of what is happening with children being in school or out of school, doing virtual learning. It's put extra burden on the households because someone may have lost their job during this COVID crisis. And so the food insecurity rate for children actually jumped to 29% once COVID-19 crisis hit for Caldwell County. So we're doing everything we can to put additional food into all of the counties we serve, including Caldwell County, because the need is so great right now.
I'm going to tell you what, it rips my heart out and stomps on it. It really does. Because when you think about it, and I know we talk about percentages, and I want to make that real for people right now, because 15%, even in my mind, 15%, well, it's however many percent that's not. No, I want you to think about that number, because as it pops up to 20%, somewhere around over 1,900 people is what that includes, to almost 600 kids and beyond.
That's correct. Over 1,900 people and 590 children. That was before the COVID-19 crisis hit.
That's
and so
before
we know
COVID.
Those numbers have gone up even more since the crisis hit.
So we're talking about before COVID. It was bad enough. But now that a pandemic has hit, those numbers are just going to increase. And I want you to think about how big of a gymnasium or how big of a stadium we have that are beautiful facilities in Caldwell County. I want you to think about those facilities being filled up by hungry people, period, and by over 600 kids. That number is too high. But things like this is what can really help.
Absolutely. And, we're so grateful because we're a regional food bank, and we have to have partner agencies in every single county to assist us in feeding their neighbors in need. And in Caldwell County, we have some great partner agencies. Christ Tabernacle, who is obviously hosting this event with Anthem, but they also, they have a food pantry there. They also assist us in getting government commodities out. We have the Princeton Housing Authority, who helps us distribute senior boxes. That's a government program where seniors the age of 60 or over qualify based on income, and they're guaranteed a box of non-perishable foods that helps them get through the month and helps sustain that. So we've got some great partner agencies in Caldwell County. And just to give you an idea of how much food we're putting into that county. So this last year, there's been 297,000 pounds of food distributed in Caldwell County. So that equates to 246,000 meals. That has been enough food to provide that many meals in Caldwell County through our partner agencies and other things that we do in that county as well, including the backpack program.
Wow. I'll tell you, I have always said that I think Caldwell County has a unique ability to pull together and to try to take care of its own. And I really do think that that's something that we keep showing over and over and over again. And, when you think about it, we have to think about a box of donuts being a luxury. That, I want everybody to put that in perspective too. That's a luxury. A box of Twinkies is a luxury. We're talking about staples, and that's what this is going to do. And I think that's amazing. Of course, they're also talking about non-perishable food items will be handed out as well that day at Christ Tabernacle. And I will say they do that on a regular basis
Yes, they do. They do. They have a pantry, and so they're distributing. They're distributing on a regular basis, plus the second full week of the month on Friday, they distribute government commodities, which is a TFAP program, Temporary Emergency Food Assistance Program. And so that's a big distribution for them as well.
Well, and again, I think that's amazing, because that's something that can mean everything to a family or, to the elderly. So we appreciate you more than you know. We really do.
Well, thank you for having us on today and letting us tell our story. So, and just to remind people, because, you really don't see us as much as you do the partner agencies. We want to encourage people, how they can help during this pandemic is obviously donate to our organization, Feeding America, Kentucky's Heartland, because for every dollar that gets donated to our organization, we can acquire 9 pounds of food with that, which is equivalent to 8 meals. So, we have the resources. We have never been without food during this pandemic, even in the shortage, because we have the network and we have the buying power to bring the food into the communities. And then another way you can help is to volunteer. Volunteer with these organizations that I just mentioned, Christ Tabernacle, Princeton Housing Authority. Reach out to them and ask how you can help. How can we assist you in getting food out into the community? And then advocate for the partner agencies and for us and what we're trying to do, because, being hungry is real. I mean, it's real to these people. So we appreciate everything everyone's doing in all of the communities and the support that you're giving to our partner agencies in Caldwell County and also us.
Well, I'll tell you, Brandon Sigler and the folks over at Christ Tabernacle have just been absolutely amazing through this whole thing. They really have. And it's time and time again. And again, they would love to have people volunteer and to help. And they are more than welcome, because I've found in the past that, I think just about everybody at some point has felt, I don't have enough money for that. I've got to choose between A and B. Everybody's been tight before. Not everybody's necessarily gone hungry or been there, but I think everybody knows what the squeeze feels like in one part of your life. And to do that week after week and month after month, that's a feeling that nobody wants, especially when they've got children.
Absolutely. So again, we want to encourage everyone that needs food assistance to come out tomorrow. We want to encourage families to come out for the Anthem Fresh Produce event. It's from 8 to 11. And we want to thank our partner agency again for assisting us and putting this event on, the Christ Tabernacle. And thank you for having me on today.
Well, you are more than welcome. Other than proof of their address, do they need anything else?
Nope, that's it. Just anything. You can bring a piece of mail in with your address on it. You can bring your driver's license. We just need to know that you live in Caldwell County, and that's it.
And outside of that, it's free and no paperwork to sign and pamphlets to send back. I think that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. This is Jayme Seizemore again with Feeding America and doing it right here in Kentucky and, in fact, at Caldwell County at Christ Tabernacle Church, US 62 West in Princeton. Ms. Seizemore, we thank you.
Thank you. And one last thing I wanted to share is if you'd like to learn more about our organization or the other counties that we cover, go online to our website is feedingamericaky.org. Make sure you put the KY in there, feedingamericaky.org. You can see more information about our organization and our partner agencies and learn how you can help.
What a fantastic opportunity. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for spending the time with us this morning.
All right. Everyone have a great day. Enjoy the weather.
Of course, Ms. Seizemore, I'll tell you, with Feeding America, those folks really do. I mean, they do an outstanding job of making sure that all of us eat. And that's something that if you would like to get involved with, they're always looking for volunteers. Maybe you say, you know what, I'm not capable of doing that, but I can give them a few dollars, and that's going to actually turn around into pounds of food very quickly. They're magicians is what they are, and we're blessed to have them. Again, this is going to be the fresh produce and non-perishable food items. So you're going to fill your pantry and get that fresh produce at the same time. And again, all you have to do is be a member of a resident of Caldwell County. That's it. And if that's a piece of mail that you got at your house, if that's your driver's license, maybe a photo ID, they're even saying a rent receipt, a personal check that's got your address on there. Just any way that you can say, look, I reside in Caldwell County and I can prove it. So anything like that that's got your address on it, that's what they're looking for. And again, it's for little bitty kids or it's for older people or anything in between. If you live in Caldwell, you qualify. And this is for produce and non-perishable food items at Christ Tabernacle Church, Highway 62 West in Princeton. I want to thank Brandon Sigler, everybody at Christ Tabernacle for making this happen yet again. So stick around. I'm going to give you a couple little clues where we're going to be today because the greatest comeback of all time, we are hitting the road again today. So don't go anywhere. That's next.
We at the Edge Media Group believe in the power of prayer. That's why we're asking you to pray for our community. It's simple. Just record yourself on your phone and email us your prayer. Give your name and record your prayer. We'll do the rest. Email your prayer to prayerswpky@gmail.com. We'll broadcast a community prayer on this station every day around 10 in the morning and 10 in the evening. Before our morning prayer at 10, we will ring bells as requested by Governor Andy Beshear. We will get through this together.
1580, 103.3 WPKY. I didn't forget. I know that we're taking the long way around today, but we needed to get some things done ahead of time. So, but we have not forgot. We are still going to do our Pledge of Allegiance. And, you know, how fitting is that? Doing our Pledge of Allegiance day after.
Prayers, WPKY.
We just got through going to the polls yesterday and making sure that we got to vote. So that's some of those freedoms we enjoy. So anyway, we have our kids do the pledge around here, and that's something that we feel pretty strong about, and they enjoy it, and we do too. If you've got a child that you would like to get involved and maybe be our star for the day and doing our Pledge of Allegiance, it's very simple and free to do so. All you have to do is leave that Pledge of Allegiance with your child saying it on our answering machine here at the office, or you can actually email that audio to us at WPKYonline.com. Okay, get on your feet. Here we go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, we love them. That could be your kid. All you have to do is send us that Pledge of Allegiance, and thank you, Kason, for doing that. I'll tell you, again, don't forget that food distribution is coming up that we just got through talking about this Friday, November 6th at Christ Tabernacle from 8 till 11. All you got to do is live in Caldwell County and show a piece of paper that says you do, and literally that's all it takes to qualify for that. And don't forget, our greatest comeback of all time, we are hitting the road today. I'm so excited about that. I always have a great time when we do. And I've always got some goodies too. So again, we're going to be hitting the road about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and we're going to be heading over to the Tin Roof, which is so much fun. I love Molly and the girls over there. They always have fun stuff and good smelling stuff, and we're going to check it out. And of course, now's the time when you want to be thinking about all of the Christmas gifts and that sort of thing, and everybody on your list. So what a great place to kick it off today. And then we're going to head over to Bella Marie, and I guarantee you I'm going to leave with a bag full. And then on Cozy Living is where we're going to wrap it up today. Going to be over there with Jake and all. I'm telling you, Hab, bless his heart, he puts up with me curling up on the couch with Jake every time. And I get it. You know what? Jake is always so much a part of everything because he will start barking, and he actually talks during our remote. So we get such a kick out of it, Miss Pam. So we're going to have a whole lot of fun again today. So come on out and see their mascot over at Cozy Living next to the bowling alley in Princeton. And that's where we're kind of going to end everything today. So come on out. It's going to start about 1 o'clock. And again, that's the greatest comeback of all time. 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Have you been to Big Deal Store yet? Go to WPKYonline.com and click on Loyal Listener Big Deals. The other day, I redeemed a gift certificate on my smartphone. It was so easy. Thanks to Loyal Listener Big Deals, I found new places to eat, have fun, take the family out, and get my car fixed. With Loyal Listener Big Deals, you can save money and try new businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com. But you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
The voice of Caldwell County. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chris Foster. President Trump says he's won the election, but there are still millions of ballots left to count in states too close to call. Joe Biden says,
"It's not my place or Donald Trump's place to declare who's won this election. That's the decision of the American people. But I'm optimistic about this outcome."
The president says he'll go to the Supreme Court to have ballot counting stopped.
This is a major fraud in our nation. We want the law to be used in a proper manner.
Biden's ahead in the Electoral College count right now, but both he and the president have passed to victory. Biden winning Wisconsin, Michigan, and Arizona, for example, puts him at exactly the 270 votes needed to win. Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, and Alaska are still uncalled by Fox. Neither is control of the Senate. Democrats have gained one seat so far, and they retain control of the House. America's listening to Fox News.
You like your burger medium well? your peanut butter crunchy, and your mattress firm. It's the little things that make you, you. And you deserve a Medicare plan that fits your unique needs. That's why United Healthcare is offering more plan options than ever, so you can find just the right plan for you. Call 1-800-362-8715. That's 1-800-362-8715 to get Medicare with more. Remember, Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Health First Community Health Center.
Enjoy all the sunshine through the day today. Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast, a high of 71. Tonight, clouds on the increase, an overnight low down to 48. Decreasing clouds through the day tomorrow. A little bit of a cooler high, 69 degrees. Sunny and 69 for Friday. Sunny 71 on Saturday. Mostly sunny and 74 on Sunday. Sunny skies through the day today, reaching a high of 71.
Order! Continue, Ms. Garner.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day.
Objection! My credit card doesn't earn double miles on every purchase.
I object to your objection. With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase.
Order.
And right now, earn 100,000 bonus miles when you spend $20,000 in your first year.
I'll allow it.
No further questions, Your Honor. Well, just one. What's in your wallet?
Limited time offer. Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Penny Rowell Home Medical.
The Thanksgiving table isn't complete without the turkey. This year, leave that detail to Noth's Barbecue. You can choose from smoked turkey, ham, or a whole pork shoulder. Their meat is cooked over hickory coals, low and slow, the old-time traditional way. Call to order no later than November 18th and pick up hot and ready the 25th or 26th, 10 to noon at